don't think I have ever had an official gate to go through while backpacking. So we're out here on the Big Piney Trail in the Paddy Creek Wilderness. Going to spend tonight and Friday and maybe Saturday morning, depends on how the hike goes. It's beautiful out here so far. Everything I've seen and read and watched has said that it's a difficult trail because it's easy to get lost. So we've got some good maps and good GPS, but we'll see where the trail leads us, where we get, and how we do. Appreciate y'all being along for the journey. And this is my second official gate, which is kind of funny that it's closed because it's right next to this gate. And we are officially in the Paddy Creek Wilderness. And it looks like the trail goes this way. No problem at all with that trail. This is the infamous break off on the Big Piney Trail. The south loop, which we'll be taking tonight, goes off this way. And the north loop comes out here, which is where we will be coming out either tomorrow night or Saturday morning. I think that evening time is the most peaceful time to be in the woods. Beautiful little camp spot here alongside the trail. Unfortunately, it's way too early to stop. We're only about 2.5 miles in, and I want to try to get about 4 tonight. Somehow I always seem to wind up night hiking. I think it's just because I work for a living and that's what I have to do if I want to get out backpacking. But it's a beautiful evening to be hiking along. The trail has been great so far. I think I'm almost to Little Paddy Creek, where I'm probably going to spend the night.
Good morning. Got a little cup of coffee going here and a thing of oatmeal. Looking forward to the coffee. It got pretty cold last night. Looks like things are pretty much frosted over, but camped here in a beautiful spot down by Paddy Creek. Just a great night. I think it got down at least below freezing because some of the water in one of my water bottles was frozen. So this is Little Paddy Creek. Came down this morning. I'm gonna fill up a bottle with some water, so we got some water to filter later. But just a beautiful little creek, kind of runs through a valley down here. Last night I kind of camped over there, waiting for the sun to kind of come over the ridge to dry my tarp out a little bit. Kind of an island in the middle of the two rivers here. Normally wouldn't camp here if there's been rain because I can see where the water does get up fairly high, but I stayed high and dry last night.
So we made it here to the cutoff. If you follow that way, it goes down, it's kind of a loop that goes down through the valley and comes back out on the other side and connects with the north loop of the Big Piney Trail. And this way follows the south loop, and we're going to head that way. One thing about this trail compared to the Ozark Highlands Trail that we were on a couple weeks ago is there is not a single solitary blaze anywhere on the trail. So you kind of have to keep an eye on the trail. I did download the REI Hiking Project app and opened that up last night. It has a GPS in it and was able to find my way very clearly when I got off the trail a little bit. you haven't downloaded that, I would highly recommend you do so. It's a great app. Came down a big descent from that way down here to Little Paddy Creek, same creek I camped along last night that runs through this valley. I was right. What goes down must go up. And this trail sure does go up. There's not a switchback one to it. It's just up the side of the mountain. This is a hiker trash lunch at the Paddy Creek campground. Got everything laid out and drying off because it was covered in frost this morning. So I've been carrying wet gear all morning. So for lunch today, we've got a tortilla with some tuna salad and a thing of string cheese and a little bit of horsey sauce from Arby's. And then we've got some Takis. If you haven't tried Takis, you need to get a package of them and try them because they will rock your world. Paddy Creek Campground was a great place to eat lunch. It's also a beautiful little camping spot. It's right down here along the edge of Paddy Creek. It's free to use. They suggest a $5 donation. There's a whole bunch of really nice little spots to camp, and it looks like it'd be a fun place. They don't have any of the facilities on at this time, so it's not officially open yet, but definitely be a great place to come and just camp sometime. Well, the guy I met out on the trail this morning who said the north part of the trail is difficult to find was absolutely right. So I am now doubling back to the campground. And I'm just going to take the south loop back out because I know where it goes and was able to follow it fairly easily today. So we're just going to do a yo-yo hike this weekend. I'm a little bummed, but yet I have to endure a beautiful trail like this. One thing I'm not used to, sun's out, it's up to about 65. The last 2 or 3 hikes that I've done have been down in the 30s and 40s. So sweat is a new thing this afternoon. Trying to focus a little bit on chugging a little bit of extra water. We'll turn in a little water by the river before I head back up into the woods. I think technically I'm supposed to be somewhere over on that ridge right about now. I just love these big stands of jack pines. Pass through just a whole bunch of them here and there. Probably where the trail got its name, Big Piney. This kind of looks like I'm on the Florida Trail. One thing I do love about this trail is that there's not a lot of underbrush. So as you're hiking along, you've always got a bit of a view out through the woods. Haven't seen anything as far as wildlife other than a couple squirrels, but hoping maybe to see a few deer or something before we get to the end. Pretty overlook, looking down on Little Paddy Creek down below. Nice part about doing a yo-yo as you get to see the things you missed in the dark last night. Well, it's about 4 o'clock. Way too early to stop for the night. I'm only about 2 miles from the truck. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bonk, go home, take a shower, kiss my wife, and sleep in my own bed tonight. Well, we made it back to the junction of the North and South Trail Loop. Definitely going to come back out here with some friends in the fall. I think when we do, we'll take the North Loop going clockwise instead of counterclockwise, because it's very obvious where the trail goes from here, and just loop back around to here. Got about a mile of hiking left. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.